Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1. I'd like us to read together as mass choir. Everybody want to go? To everything there is a season, a time. Thank you. A time for every purpose under heaven. To everything there is a season. For example, to Pastor Mike, there is a season to be single. Now today, there is a season to be about to wed. If you read further in that scripture, you see all manner of seasons. If you read down, all manner of seasons. Time to plant, time to harvest. Time to be born, time to die. If you read down. But I'll save you that. Genesis chapter 41. Verse 28 to 32. This is the thing which I have spoken to Pharaoh. God has shown Pharaoh about that which is about to do. Indeed, 7 years of great plenty will come throughout all the land of Egypt. But after them, 7 years of famine will do what? Will arise. And all the plenty will be forgotten in the land of Egypt. And the famine will deplete the land. So very simple. You can read the rest after 7 years of abundance. He said it will be followed by another 7 years. Ebuka of what? Are you here? Where's your writing material? Good. You know, there are bus conductors that load bus. Lagos, 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 Lagos. You enter and go to Lagos, them they don't go. They sit there and look for another bus to load. Instrumentalists should not be bus conductors that transport people into the presence of God while you're outside. Good. So, 7 years of abundance to be followed by another 7 years of famine. Ecclesiastes said, to everything there is time. A season. One of the major questions you will ask yourself after today's service is, which season of my life am I in? It will be a question you will ask yourself. What season, at this phase, at what stage and what phase of my life am I currently in? For example, I always tell people, women have biological clock. Biological clock is very obvious. Whether you agree or you don't agree, there is a time. If you are still waiting and waiting and waiting, you will enter menopause. You have to be very careful about what you use that time. A woman's clock and a man's clock is not the same. Maybe one of the days I'll have time to maybe talk to only the ladies. I will emphasize on that and explain why certain shakara is not necessary. Because every lady has the time you're blooming. And at that your blooming time, I always tell you, no matter how your face looks like, there are like 7 guys around you. At that blooming time. But the problem is, by even some of us, by Western imperialism, we use our blooming times to do PhD. I told you I don't want to preach it. I don't want to go into it. So maybe because it's an entirely different topic we are going to look at from beginning to end. So that you know that you are not like your male counterpart. You are not, no matter what the world wants to explain to you, you are not a man. As angry as you might be, hearing this, ma, you are not male, you are female. And the day you understand it, you know that your clock is different. If some of you, I remember in those days, will be in university year one. You still be in year one. You know year one. You look at a man that is in year one, 23 years, or no, that person went very late. Yes, now. By let's say, okay, also it's been equal. Let's say 17, 18. You are in your year one. At your year one, you still have your classmate, a lady that is in year one. The people that will be coming, the men she will be attracting will be your lecturers. Your lecturer that is not married marries one of the students in year one. So you see that the biological clock and women so if the woman was behaving like her male counterpart, because at 18 a man's biological clock is financial clock. You are still starting. You're still starting. Like I said, I don't want that to distract the preaching. Maybe we'll take our time at that. Because when you understand these things, you will know. See, nobody's responsible for you making mistakes. Mistakes you made out of ignorance, you will pay the consequences. You pay the price. Nobody will say, sorry, I didn't know. Ignorance is not an excuse, not factor of production. Somebody wanted to say. So everybody, what am I trying to say? We have our seasons. We have our seasons. A man that is 45 just be careful. In area of production, a woman that is 45 is rounding up. I don't know. The thing keeps dragging me to this place again. But I want to live it. But because when as a pastor and as a young person, when I look at ladies do certain things in the name of wokeness and whatever, and before you know it, there's one scripture I like. The Bible said that old age comes like a thief. Have you ever seen a thief before? That is when you miss your season, you will be like somebody, an armed robber. You'll be like somebody they stole something from. Planting season has started. Ecclesiastes, there is a time to plant and a time to harvest. Planting season has started. You are there doing equata, and it's planting season. Your planting season. Your planting season. Sir, what is the exact difference between rainy season and dry season? It's one day. Which day is that? You don't know. You will be in rainy season until you enter dry season. The dry season started the day after the rainy season. So the person this is the time you are meant to be, maybe fetch the water you will use as irrigation during dry season, and you are still busy sleeping, touching your head, you are freestyling. You now say tomorrow I'll fetch it tomorrow. You don't know that tomorrow they've entered dry season. Are you in dry season or rainy season? Yes. Okay. You don't know. You are 30 years. The thing that is hungry you is somebody you will touch. A lady, you are 22 years. The story you are talking about is who didn't celebrate your birthday. You know, I was talking to one of my sons recently, yesterday actually. I was talking to him. I said there is an evil of trend. Trend. The evil of trend. Nobody has done birthday for me and gave me money flower. I say, is money? What is money flower? You are 28 years. Those things are the things you are considering. That's where your energy is. What is the difference between from the day as a young, tall, fine lady that everybody was telling you, hello, I love you, I want to marry you, I want to marry you. What is the difference from that day and the day nobody starts telling you? One day. You just wake up. This guy with every day, his words come out. That day, the guy just pass you, look forward. You don't say, this, what happened? You don't see me. He didn't see you. Then the other person didn't see you. Then you start struggling. Just one day, it's a difference. To everything, there is time. There is time. You are heading to your 30, brother. You still have 5 girlfriends. And you want to succeed. The discussions you are still discussing. You are 25 years. You are still discussing. I tidied this one. I tidied this one. I tidied this one. Oh no, now for this whole street, now everybody, I don't count them. Go and listen to the discussion of that old man that is in his 65 years and he is still a gate man. He was tidying when he was 28 like you. People were planting. He was joking. Then suddenly it entered harvest time. There was nothing that he planted. Then he starts looking for an uncle that is responsible for his predicament. An old woman in the village, innocent old woman that he will say is the one that did it. Like I always say, some people are even unhelpable. Even if Dangote was to be your brother, there is nothing you can do for you. You have bad attitude. There is everything you don't. There is nothing you know how to do well. They can't help you. The only thing you want is to be a fool and sit somewhere and they be giving you money. Nobody does that. You have a wrong sense of entitlement. To everything there is time. So understanding this timing is very important. Genesis chapter 1, verse 14, the Bible said, talking about the creation, the importance of light. Then God said, let there be light in the firmaments, in the heavens, to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and seasons, and for days and years. So you see that it is the light that is responsible for determining time and seasons. So light stands for revelation. If you don't have an understanding of certain events that will show you, you won't know when the seasons have started. When is the best time for you to do your master's? Immediately you finish from university. Why? When is the best time for you to write WAEC? Yeah? No. That you SS3. If you miss that SS3, you will not get a better result. Time and season. Have you not noticed? When you were in SS3, you scored 284. You graduated and now did extra year. You now scored 260. Next year, 240. Until you finally decide to do jumpology. Anyone they will just give me. Let me use it. 180 that we do. Why? Because, listen to me. When you buy milk, when you buy products, you will see there's something they write there that is called BB. Do you know what that BB means? Best before. Some of us in Nigeria, we also know that after best before we can use it. Come on now, come on now. That's when I was talking. I said this, you know they kill. Do I have witnesses in this house? You are here, you've not used best before. You must have been not in a golden spoon, a diamond spoon. In Nigeria, we see the best before. We say, you open it and test it. But this thing is still tested. It's still testing. It's not, use this milk like that. It's best before. You drink juice of best before. As a matter of fact, many Black Fridays is things that are very after best before. What does the word best before mean? The word best before means is that this product, if you want to enjoy the best of this product, you will use it within this time. That's why people after SS3, you start going down in your jam. You have passed best before. So the time the student is meant to put all the energy to read. So that the student, because at this time, if you went to a boarding school, there is prep. You do prep, there is classes, there is all those. Now that you have graduated, you are now a sales girl. And you are writing what? You are writing jam. Doing sales girl. When you were going to school Monday to Friday with extramural lessons, you didn't make it. You have passed best before. You said you were talented to be a footballer. You are now 40 years. You say, I remember. There was a prophet that gave me a prophecy that I will be an international footballer. You come and say, sir, how old are you? You say, I'm 45 years. I know I can do it. It's in me. Sir, yeah, true is in you. But the best before was when you were 16 years. That's the same way it is in ministry, Pastor Mike. There is best before. Serve the Lord now in the days of your youth. Even in eating meat, the Bible says there is best before. There is a time when you are eating. There's how old you will get. The Bible said, so that I will not say I will no longer have pleasure in these things. There are things they will give you at a certain age. You have passed the bed before of eating the meat. They have to grind the meat for you. Because you don't have teeth. Do you know that to make a good wife, there is best before? Do you know to be a successful man, there is best before? There is something you are meant to be doing when you are 25 years. When you have strength to train your children. No. For your 35 years, you are the bad guy in the street. You're there. One day. We are telling you, the problem is that you have 5 stages, seasons in life. You are living the second stage. And you have not achieved anything that you are meant to achieve in the first stage. So you are joining two phases, and still in the second phase, you can add a co-focus. You are 30 years, you've not read one book from beginning to the end. Intellectually poor. If they some of you can't sleep, they give you sleeping pill, you won't sleep. But if they give you book, immediately they give you, just open it. Immediately you open it from chapter 1, you sleep. Intellectually poor. We force you, introduce book for you, you buy it so that pastor will say I didn't buy. The book is as fresh as the way you bought it, packed it in your room. They said we should buy book. If I didn't buy now, they say I didn't buy. But read. No. You're 25 years, you can't read. You're 30 years, you can't read. You are 20 years, you are 25 years, you can't pray. Very soon you are going to give birth and carry two ejima. 1 year, 1 year. When will you pray then? You are looking at men that are 60 years, 65 years, they are sleeping. People that are in the evening stages of their life, you also sleep. You are in the morning stage of your life, you are sleeping. They are calling you daddy, yo, daddy, yo. People 65, they are they are daddy. You are daddy. You're daddy. We are trying to say that you missed your first stage of 25 years. When you must have discovered everything about yourself, put all the energy, started pursuing something. That by that time they will look at this one and say, this is where this one is headed. But at that phase, you can't even pray. You can't read. You can't engage in constructive discussion. You are 25, you can't listen to news. Can't you see something is wrong with you? Even some of you can't watch foreign movies. So you are 25 years. And the excuse you give yourself is because you're a lady. You know, there is something that tells the African ladies not to be intellectual. That as far as you can procreate, you are fine. You'll be fine. Somebody will locate you. Can I tell you, there are seasons that when you miss it, you have missed. Like I said, the same way we cannot tell our daddy now to go and play for under 16. No matter how anointed he is, he cannot play football under 16. That is the truth. Even if he was talented during his own time, he cannot. That's why we even see the greatest of all time, like Cristiano Ronaldo. You see him, and I'm the pastor. Relax. I have the mic. When you preach your own, you will say, you want. You see, with age, you see the person can no longer do what mercy with age, so that some people will not die. When in a church, you have to accommodate every. Okay. No matter how great these players are, as time comes, they start. What made Egypt the world power?